Explain the need for Uniform Civil Code. Explain the provisions relating to Uniform Civil Code. The Uniform Civil Code UCC calls for the formulation of one law of India, which would be applicable to all religious communities in matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, adoption. Definition under the Act. The state shall endeavour to secure for the citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. What are the objectives of Uniform Civil Code? Article 44 says to provide protection to vulnerable sections including women and religious minorities while also promoting nationalistic integration and unity. Why there is a need of UCC? It will integrate India, it will help in reducing vote bank politics, it will help personal laws are, it says that personal laws are a loophole. Sign of a modern progressive nation, it will give more rights to women. All Indians should be treated the same. It promotes real secularism. Change has been the law of nature. Uniform Civil Code resonates with one country, one rule. To be applied to all religious communities, it corresponds with directive principles of the state policy. Let's understand the Maternity Benefit Act 1961. What is maternity benefit? Maternity benefit means the payment of maternity benefit at the rate of average daily wage for the period of her actual absence immediately preceding and including the day of her delivery and for the 6 weeks immediately following that day. Discuss fully the provisions of Maternity Benefit Act. Provisions of maternity benefits are on giving proof, notice of pregnancy. Notice can be given at the time of delivery. Once notice is given with proof, the woman will be entitled for 6 weeks leave for delivery. Payment of benefits. The amount payable preceding the date of the delivery should be paid in advance, and for subsequent period the amount should be paid within 48 hours after the woman provides the proof of delivery. On death of the woman, the maternity benefit in such case would be given to the person nominated by the woman or the legal representative. Leave for miscarriage. On production of proof, the woman is entitled for leave for a period of 6 weeks immediately following the day of miscarriage. Leave for illness due to pregnancy. The woman is entitled for maximum leave of 1 month. Nursing break. Every woman after delivery of child is entitled for daily 2 breaks of the prescribed duration for nursing the child till it attains the 15 years of age. Cannot be dismissed. The employer cannot dismiss a woman during her absentee due to pregnancy. Appeal. If benefits are deprived to women, she can go in appeal within 60 days of order to the higher authority. Let's understand the Hindu personal law. Discuss the rights of co-partner under Hindu law. A co-partnery is a smaller unit of the Hindu family that jointly owns the property. Rights. Each co-partner is entitled to joint possession and enjoyment of the family property, and if he is prevented by the other co-partner from doing so, he is entitled to an injunction restraining that the other co-partner from disturbing his possession and enjoyment. Discuss the constitutional validity of restitution of conjugal right with the help of a leading case. Conjugal right is a matrimonial right which husband and wife have to each other's society, comfort, and affection. The expression restitution of conjugal rights therefore means restoration of marital rights of a party. Under subsection 1 of section 9, the husband or the wife may get a decree for the restitution of conjugal rights, where the wife or the husband, as the case may be, has withdrawn from the society of the other without reasonable excuse. The court is satisfied of the truth of the statements made in the petition, and there is no legal ground why the application should not be granted. The explanation added to section provides that where a question arises whether there has been reasonable excuse for withdrawal from the society, the burden of proving reasonable excuse shall be on the person who has withdrawn from the society. The leading case law regarding this is T. Saritha versus T. Venkata Subba, AIR 1983 AP 356. What are the provisions of Hindu Marriage Act regarding maintenance and alimony? Section 24 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. It entitles not only the wife but also the husband to claim maintenance pendente light on showing that he has no independent source of income. However, the husband will have to satisfy the court that either due to physical or mental disability he is handicapped to earn and support his livelihood. Section 25. If the court is satisfied that there is a change in circumstances of either party at any time after it has either party modify or rescind any such order in such manner as the court may deem just. If the court is satisfied that the party in whose favor an order has been made under this section has remarried, or if such is the wife that she has not remained chaste, or if such party is the husband that he had sexual intercourse with any woman outside wedlock, it may at the instance of the other party vary, modify, or rescind any such order in such manner as the court may deem just. What do you mean by adoption? What are the provisions for a woman to adopt a child? Adoption is a process whereby a child's affiliation with its genitive family is severed and affiliation to a new family called adoptive family is created. Adoption establishes a parent-child relationship between persons who are not biologically related. Provisions for a woman to adopt a child who is of a sound mind, who is not a minor, and who is not married. If married, whose marriage has been dissolved, or whose husband is dead, or has completely and finally renounced the world, or had ceased to be a Hindu, or has been declared by a court of competent jurisdiction to be of unsound mind, has the capacity to take a son or daughter in adoption. Discuss in detail provision of maintenance of wife and children under Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956. Under HAMA Act 1956, maintenance is a provision for food, clothing, residence, education, and medical attendance and treatment. In the case of an unmarried daughter, it includes reasonable expenses of her marriage. Wife's right to maintenance may arise in the following three situations: when the wife lives with her husband, when the wife lives separate from her husband, when the wife lives separate under the decree of the court, judicial separation. Explain in short property rights of a woman. Section 14 of Indian inheritance law states about property of a Hindu female to be her absolute property. Any property possessed by a female Hindu, whether acquired before or after commencement of this act, shall be held by her as full owner thereof and not as a limited owner. Any property acquired by way of gift or under a will or any other instrument or under a decree or order of a civil court or under an award where the terms of the gift, will or other instrument or the decree, order or award prescribe a restricted estate in such property. The Commission of Sati Prevention Act 1987. What do you mean by Sati and the last recorded incident? Sati means to burn alive the widow with the dead body of her husband. The commission of Sati was practiced in two manners. In one manner, the wife used to burn herself with the dead body of her husband. In the second manner, she would burn herself a little distance away from her husband with some article of her husband. Practice of Sati became widely prevalent during the Rajput era. If any wife refused to become Sati, the relatives would force her. Religious leaders made her believe that the dead husband would require the company of his wife in heaven. Therefore, she should die with the dead body of her husband. In 1813, Raja Ram Mohan Roy initiated for abolishment of Sati practice in India. After that, some legislations were passed. Even after independence, it did not stop. Incidents of Sati in India. Roop Kanwar, the youngest of six siblings, had married Devralas Mal Singh in January 1987. However, the marriage was short-lived as he passed away from an ordinary illness in a Sikar hospital 8 months later. On September 4, 1987, Roop Kanwar is said to have sat on her husband's funeral pyre and committed Sati. Muslim personal law. Explain in brief the rights of Muslim woman in respect of dower. Meher or dower is a sum of money or other property which the wife is entitled to receive from the husband in consideration of the marriage. If there is no consideration, there is no contract. But for the purpose of a valid Muslim marriage, consideration by a way of a dower is not essential. There can be a valid Muslim marriage even there is no dower. Dower is incidental to the marriage. Legal nature of dower is that it is an actionable claim. It can be taken in execution of a decree like any other debt. Write short note on Muta marriage. Muta marriage is a marriage for a fixed period of time that is only for sexual pleasure. Muslim law in the Sharia recognizes the concept of Muta marriage. The conditions for Muta marriage are as follows. The parties must have attained the age of puberty, which is above 15 years of age. There is no restriction on the number of Muta wives. There must be free consent by the parties. The time period and dower amount must be mentioned in the Nikahnama. The cohabitation between the parties is lawful. The children born out of such marriage are legitimate and have the right to inherit the properties. The husband and wife don't have any mutual right of inheritance. Divorce is not recognized under Muta marriage. The Muta marriage can be terminated by one of the following reasons: expiry of the time period, death of either party, husband gives the unexpired term of the marriage. Define iddat and its object and procedure. Iddat is a period of 4 months and 10 days, wherein the woman has to remain in seclusion and is abstained from marrying another person, or it can be also said that during this period woman is prohibited from marrying again after dissolution of her first marriage. The object of iddat is firstly to ascertain whether the wife is pregnant and if so, the paternity of the child. Secondly, in the event of a revocable divorce, it gives the husband the opportunity to return to his wife, and thirdly, it gives widow the opportunity to mourn the death of her husband. Discuss about guardianship under Muslim law. In Muslim law, guardian falls under the following: natural guardian, father and mothers of the child; testamentary guardian, appointed by will; guardian appointed by court; guardian of a minor, guardian vilayat. What is polygamy? Polygamy is a type of relationship that typically involves a person marrying more than one partner. Whereas a woman marries more than one man, it is called polyandry. Polygamy is associated with higher rates of domestic violence, psychological stress, co-wife conflict. The kinds of Muslim marriages. In Muslim law, marriage is seen as a civil contract between a man and a woman for the purpose of legitimatizing the intimacy and procreation of children. The types of marriage, Muslim marriage are valid marriage, that is sahih, nikah, proper marriage; irregular marriage, that is fasid nikah, elements missing; void marriage, that is batil marriage, not enforceable; muta marriage, temporary form of marriage. View two grounds for divorce available to Muslims under Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act 1939. Whereabouts of husband not known for 4 years. That the husband has neglected or has failed to provide for her maintenance for a period of 2 years. That the husband has taken an additional wife in contravention of the previous provisions of the Muslim law. That the husband has been sentenced to imprisonment for a period of 7 years or upwards. That the husband has failed to perform his marital obligations for a period of 3 years. That the husband was impotent at the time of their marriage and continues to be so. Modes of dissolution of marriage in Muslim law. Modes of dissolution of Muslim marriage are talaq, talaq ihsan, talaq hasan, talaqul biddat; divorce by mutual consent, khula or mubarak; judicial decree sued by either husband or wife. Let's discuss Commission and international conventions. Short notes on the National Commission for Women. Rights and duties of the National Commission for Women. Functions of National Commission for Women. The National Commission for Women was formed in 1992 under the National Commission Act 1990. It is the commission having the authority to review the constitutional safeguards for women in the country. Rights and duties of the commission. The main recommendation of the commission is to facilitate redressal mechanism and also to take legislative measures to curb the disparity. It provides the government with advice to make policies and laws that are more prone to protect and safeguard the rights of women. This commission also has the power that are vested upon with a civil code. Functions of the National Commission for Women. It investigates and examines all matters relating to the women under the Constitution and other laws. It takes up the cases of violation of the provisions of the Constitution and of other laws relating to women with the appropriate authorities. It evaluates the process of the development of women, fund litigation involving issues affecting a large body of women, make periodical reports to the government on any matter pertaining to women and in particular various difficulties under which women faces. Any other matter which may be referred to it by central government. State three functions of Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission shall perform the functions that are: inquire suo motu or on a petition presented to it by a victim or any person on his behalf into complaint of a violation of human rights or abatement thereof, or negligence in the prevention of such violation by a public servant; intervene in any proceedings involving any allegation of violation of human rights pending before a court with the approval of such court; understand and promote research in the field of human rights.